Or would someone like to make a motion? Commissioner Rainville?
Yes, I have a comment and I'm going to have a motion. I stand with the neighbors on this. I hear you loud and clear. The traffic issues, fire safety, it's just troubling to me that those questions get answered down the road. I feel they should be answered in the front. And at the other hand, I understand the 2040 plan. I understand the developer. I see that too. But I'm going to make a motion to deny this.
I would not support pushing this off. I support this project. This reminds me of the Van Buren project. This is allowed based upon the legal findings that staff have determined. It's in compliance with the comprehensive plan. The Planning Commission would have to make alternate legal findings to deny this, and I'm not seeing what those would be. So I would be opposed to the motion on the table, but would support a motion to approve this project today. Commissioner Campbell.
Commissioner Rainville, can you share a little bit about your rationale and what legal justification you'd find for denying it?
I'm not a lawyer, so I do not know what the legal justification is. I'm listening to the residents, and they bring up a really strong argument about traffic. I'm familiar with this intersection, this stretch, and it's dangerous as it is. I'm posing the question of how do we get an answer to their question about the traffic.
A lot of these projects go on consent, and we don't even talk about them. And because a neighborhood organizes, which is great and important, not all neighborhoods have the ability to do that or the resources to do that. And we approve those all the time. So I don't know if commissioners aren't reading their packets and they don't know what's going on consent, or, why are we treating this project different than other projects that are so similar? So again, I will be voting no on the motion. Is there any other discussion? All right, seeing none, I'll ask the clerk to please, Commissioner McGuire, sorry.
We don't have any findings on the motion.
Okay.
What is the question right now?
So
Right.
the motion is to deny all of the applications, correct? Yep. Shanna, thank you.
Thank you, Vice President and President. Yes, in order to deny the project, we have to make findings to the contrary, notwithstanding the staff recommendation. So for the rezoning, you would have to find that the rezoning is inconsistent with the policies of the comprehensive plan and state policies where it is in conflict. For the conditional use permit, there are a large number of findings that are required that we would have to have findings to the contrary. Same with the variance, same with the site plan review, and lastly with the preliminary and final plat. So there are findings that are associated with each of those land use applications, and we would need to have findings in order to find to the contrary of staff recommendation. Thank you.
Commissioner McGuire?
Sorry, follow-up for staff. Sorry, I was trying to catch you before you walked away. For the conditional use permit findings, it's my understanding a conditional use permit is an allowed use within a district as long as you place certain conditions on it for approval. So a conditional use, which is the PUD in this case, which is odd, is essentially an allowed use in that district unless they cannot meet certain conditions. Is that correct?
That is accurate.
Okay. So we'd have to find very specific findings to deny a conditional use permit because we essentially can put stipulations on the conditional use permit. So that's a very difficult bar to deny.
All right.
Can I ask a question?
The public hearing is closed. So don't put that mask back on. Sorry. If there are no findings in theory and we voted on a motion without findings, what?
Is the potential outcome?
Yes.
Well, we can't. I mean, you honestly, you have to make findings in order for you to make that decision. And what happens as a follow-up, if you remember for 635 Van Buren,
Yes.
written reasons of denial
Yeah.
have to accompany the agenda at the following meeting. So we have to state those, and those have to be adopted by the City Planning Commission at your next meeting. I believe it's on May 23rd. So we need very clear findings in order to deny this project today.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. So would Commissioner Rainville, would you like, or Commissioner Ford like to try to make some findings?
I am at a loss. I understand that this meets all the legal requirements, but where I'm at a loss is I feel that the neighbors have raised some really legitimate objections to this, and I understand, Ms. Sether, that their questions can't be answered now. I'm hearing that from you loud and clear. And that just befuddles me why a legitimate question like traffic access on a straight state highway can't be answered right now for these people.
So, see, we have a motion that may or may not be supported by the commission. And if we voted no on the motion, then there would be an alternate motion, and then we would presumably adopt that alternate motion. So can we just vote on the motion on the table without findings to see if it fits?
My understanding is no. You would have to make findings.
So what is the mechanism to, can we direct staff to make findings for us? Or, you know, see what I'm...
I understand,
okay.
yeah, I understand the question. In my experience, that can occur at the city council where we have staff, legal staff, attorneys, city attorneys. In this case, the staff has prepared the staff report. We have analyzed the project. And so to make findings contrary.
Right.
I mean, we could.
Could we just ask Commissioner Rainville to state his reason and use that as a finding to vote, and then, okay, all right.
Yes,
I see
thank
what
you.
Okay, all right, so if you want to just state your reasons, we'll use those as the findings and then vote.
So my reasoning to asking to deny this is there are unanswered questions about the traffic impact.
All right, we have a motion to deny all of the applications for this project. And we have a motion and a second. Those were the findings. Any discussion?